So there's the onboard Kubota diesel on it's 10 kilowatt generator. That's a lot of juice, man. So here's a quick shot of the roof of my motor coach with those two big solar panels I was talking about, 375 watts a piece, and the chimney installation for my little wood stove. And yes, that collar is supposed to set up off the roof level like it is. Now, if you don't want to use the big diesel generator, which obviously uses a little bit more fuel, I have one of these nifty little Honda Inverters generators that you've probably heard about, the 2200i model, and that's plugged into the main power cord for the coach. And there's an example of I've got these storage bays that slide out. They go right through the coach, and I can slide them out the other side as well. Propane tanks behind the front bay. I do have one of these portable sewage tanks here, so if I do get into a situation sometime, maybe in Arizona this winter, maybe I'm guessing, where I do use the tanks in the coach, well then I can use this to fill up some of the waste from the waste tanks. This one's a 36-gallon model. And haul it to a dump station rather than driving the whole motor coach over there. I opened this up just to show you battery compartment. Those two black ones on top are just for starting the big motor. And the two main batteries, the coach batteries, for your power and this stuff inside, there's two of these Lifeline 4D batteries. They're 4DAs. And they're kind of old, actually. Like quite old, like 8 years old, and I was plugged in most of the time. But they're not like new, but they're doing okay considering they're holding their own. Considering the price of new ones, I figured, well, let's see how this goes first on using these older batteries. And so far, it hasn't been a problem at all. For you gearheads, this is what's called an M11 red top. That's a big honking 6-cylinder Cummins, baby. See that red valve cover on top there, guys? That means this is the M11 red top version. If you Google that, you'll find out that's a high performance version of the M11. It's a 10.8 liter motor, and it's got 460 horsepower, 1,200 foot-pounds of torque. And when you pull the oil dipstick out on this thing, I'd show you if we had time on the video. The thing comes out like way back to here. It takes 11 US gallons of oil to change the oil in that motor coach. Okay, now over here, just a few yards away behind my coach, is my shower tent. Okay, got a little rubber mats to step on here. In fact, one of the mats, the one inside the tent here, is the passenger side rubber floor mat out of my Ranger truck. Okay, so here's where I have a shower, and up there is what's called a solar shower. The theory being you lay it out in the sun, it's black, and it'll get hot. Well, I don't do that. I heat water up on the pot in the stove and then fill that bag and go over here and have a shower. Works pretty slick. Alright, so I'm going to show you where that little parking heater lives, or what I call the Chinese diesel heater. I already loosened the screws off of this. This here is the exhaust pipe for the diesel heater. I have a chrome finisher for this that has yet to be put on, but that's the exhaust for the diesel heater. Now, I had already loosened the screws off. So, this is the backside of my refrigerator. And you see this fairly large cavity in here. And also to the left, now there's the diesel heater. You can see it right up there. And this right here, that's its hot air outlet, okay? And then I've insulated that with this insulation. And then we drilled a hole through the wooden floorboard here, and there's a cavity under the fridge, under the refrigerator, that runs right out to the edge of the hallway inside the coach. So that worked out really well once we found that there was a cavity under there. Now there's an air intake. The air intake for the diesel heater is on the opposite end of the unit here. You can't see it. You can't see much of that diesel heater up in there. It's about the size of one of those small car vacuums. So its nose, where it gets the air intake, we didn't want it to be drawn in frigid outside air, you know, in an Alberta winter, because the colder the outside air is, the more heat it's going to take to warm it up, to blow it inside the interior of my coach. So there's a wooden wall in there that we determined went through into my pots and pans cupboard. So we cut a hole in that and stuck its nose through that hole into my pots and pans cupboard, and siliconed that all up. So it draws its air in there, room temperature air in there, heats it up, and this is a little muffler system, and the exhaust outlets here. Once we go inside the coach, I'll show you the where the hot air comes out, and it pumps out a lot of heat. And also it has a little control panel it comes with where you can have it manually control or set it to a thermostat operation. So that's where the diesel heater lives. So I own this little Noco lithium battery power pack, fairly heavy duty one, and I bought it for two reasons. One is it's an auxiliary power source for, let's say I'm out taking videos and pictures and my camera's running low on power. I can plug it into that for a little while and juice up my camera or my phone or whatever I would want to do like that. But the other main reason I bought it is that it usually lives in the storage box on the back of my quad. And that is because my quad is a electric start. There's no pull cord on that baby. So if you get out somewhere and for whatever reason the battery goes dead, leave it with the ignition on and the lights on or something like that, you've got no way to start that thing and you're out in the middle of nowhere. So this thing will easily start that quad. I can just hook the boosted cables up to it and jump start it. That thing's got enough power I could jump start my Ranger or even bigger unit if I wanted to.